Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos, and with me we got Jason Gregory with Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks on our show today, and it is Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks Picks of the Week right here on Troy Cable. Bill Rice is with us, and of course the legendary Forrest Lee is also with us today, and we missed a lot of water yesterday, and we thank God that we got through that problem a little bit. But you know, I don't own a car dealership. Did you have any cars underwater, Jason?
No, sir. Not this week.
Not this week.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it is a Friday. Thank goodness it's a Friday, and be kind to Charles Henderson High School Trojans Day. As far as was bringing in was this your tag, Florence?
No, found it at a yard sale.
Found it, I mean, that is a nice looking tag. And of course, Charles Henderson goes against the Andalusia Bulldogs tonight at 7 o'clock from Veterans Memorial Stadium, and it should be a good ball game. Of course, it tickles me about Jason. You know, we did this thing last year, and Jason was moving along, and before long he was getting even with everybody, and then before long he started beating everybody, and heck, he's the one that ended up going to B Graves to eat dinner on me. And
I'm looking forward to using that gift certificate, by the way.
I know, that'd be a lot of fun. Of course, Jason, tell us a little bit about Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks. I know y'all are on your third year, going on your third year.
No, we just celebrated our third year.
Already the third
Man,
year.
can you believe that? Time flies.
When you're having fun selling cars, is that right?
That's right. That's right. We're trying to embark upon our 5,000th car sold.
Oh,
I'm
man.
hoping we'll get there this year.
5,000 cars already from that dealership.
Yes, sir.
Man,
That's what
oh,
we're working
man.
on.
Oh, gosh. Those folks over in Columbus, where you came from, what do you do? What are they? I mean, thinking about how big a market that is compared to here, but it's amazing. How do you compare with that?
You know, you just try to put your best foot forward and take care of your customer and provide the best deal possible. So, hey, so far it seems to be working.
Well, you know, I call it hands-on dealership because you're sitting right out in the middle most of the time. You like to be there hands-on, don't you?
That's right. That's right.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never been to the dealership on the bypass right here in Troy, it is a beautiful facility, and you have a tremendous amount of cars and trucks. And in fact, you've opened up a few more lots. Do you need that to operate full force?
You know, that's just part of our future planning. You know, trying to bring more things into our market. But it's always nice when you have a little extra inventory you can put.
Oh, yeah.
You can showcase it.
And of course, you got trucks coming in every day, and you know the thing about it that people don't realize, that are not in the dealership, or you don't stay in touch with the dealership, is that you know, you can get them anything you want.
That's right.
I mean, you're a Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks dealership, and you sell a lot of those vehicles. But if they want a Mercedes, they wanted another vehicle of their choice, you can get it.
That's right. You know, we're actually delivering the Volvo today.
Are you really? And of course, ladies and gentlemen, they're located right here on the bypass, and we appreciate it. And we appreciate all the things that Premier has done for our community. And of course, I know you came in, you gave money to the school programs, and then you gave money to the hospital. Tell us what you're working on now.
You know, obviously with everything that's going on with this pandemic, it's kind of made things a little bit tougher and things that you can do. But we're trying to wrap up our school fundraiser for last year. So as soon as that gets done in the upcoming month or so, we'll start on something else.
Well, I tell you, it's great. Somebody was asking me the other day, do you still get one of those coolers?
Yes, sir.
If you buy a vehicle from and of course, we're talking about a Yeti cooler, and you gave away a bunch of them, didn't you?
Man, I mean,
did you ever total up how many y'all gave away?
Everyone that buys a car.
And of course, a Yeti cooler is a state-of-the-art cooler. And I told my wife during all this flooding and all that, I said, well, I reckon we can put a bunch of ice in that cooler and it'll last, won't it?
That's right. That's right.
Of course, Bill Rice Jr. is with us, and of course, does a wonderful job. And Forrest Lee is also with us, and Mike Amos coming in from Grayton Beach. Mike, how high is the water, my friend?
Well, I mean, thank goodness it's come down. We I found out yesterday, 21 inches of rain.
20 inches of rain where you live?
Yeah, Destin had 24.5 inches of rain. I think Pensacola had 24 inches. I was out in the yard yesterday, and I had my hoe out because I saw a snake by the fence line, and I go out there, and the creek next to my house had flooded our yard, and it was so high, it looked like a roaring river. And I go out there, and I go and hit this thing, and the next thing I know, it moves and opens its mouth. It was an eel.
Oh, God.
An eel had washed up in my yard.
Oh, yeah.
It had to be about 3.5 feet long. And it was the ugliest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. I hate to be laughing at my son, but I get it. There is a difference in an eel and a snake. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely an eel, but it had washed from the storm surge from the Gulf of Mexico and the lake, all flooded all the neighborhoods in Grayton where I live, and it had washed up into the yard yesterday.
Yeah. Then, of course, the state park, a lot of that comes from the state park, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was still alive, too.
Yeah. I don't think he's poisonous, but he's an ugly-looking thing, isn't he?
It might have been electric. I don't know. It didn't shock me when I whacked it.
That's quite a story.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
So your house, first floor of your house, got about a foot of water. Is that right?
Yeah, it's totally flooded, and we have been luckily we can walk next door and stay at my mother-in-law's house, so we've been blessed. But I'm doing the show in the girls' playroom upstairs as we speak.
You know, thank goodness you had an upstairs, and of course you got and also thank goodness you got a facility right next door to you that you can stay in. But did you get all the water out of your building, or what?
Yeah, we got the shock backs out yesterday, and we cleaned all the water out. We should be back in today. I told my wife that my goal is to be in front of my 60-inch TV tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon watching the Troy Trojans play.
That's right, man, and everybody's excited about that. And boy, we're just glad that everything's well. I asked him, during all this flooding, and most of it happened Wednesday morning, and I was concerned about my grandchildren. He said, well, they're still asleep upstairs.
Michael was.
They slept through most of this upstairs.
Well, the water that came in your house, was that from the Gulf of Mexico or the lake or the creek or the rainwater or a combination of all of them? What?
It was from the swampy lake in the state park where the beautiful sand dunes are off Pine Street. So all the storm surge and all the lake surge basically came through the back of my house. And our front yard, I mean, it was like a lake, but it held up all right.
Yeah.
We have a sump pump and storm drains, and I was going out throughout the night clearing the drain, but it just got to the point where it's just too much water, and we couldn't do anything about it. It was really bad, but there's still roads down here that are underwater and houses that are underwater, and our schools have been closed all week. They're closed again today, so
Oh, boy.
our little ones haven't been to school all week.
And I tell you, the Lord has blessed you, though, my son, and hopefully everything will be back to.
Just like you always told me, now's the time to roll up your sleeves and get to work. So that's what we're trying to do.
Exactly right, and of course, a lot of folks down there. How about the Red Bar? I reckon that's what everybody wants to know. How is it doing?
It's fine. They actually closed on Wednesday, which is a rarity. I think the only other time they closed is Christmas Day, but they were closed because of the hurricane. And the beaches in Grayton are totally washed out. It's amazing how high that water came up. But
See, it's a low-lying area to begin with, isn't it, Mike?
yeah, well, parts of it. I mean, Blue Mountain's pretty high up, but where Great Beach is not so high. But the dunes usually protect everything, but they washed away all the dunes. But I mean, I know we all have friends that were Gulf Shores and Orange Beach and Pensacola and Destin, and they got it worse than we did. So I'm definitely thinking about those people more than what we had.
No question about it. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're here and we're live and moving this morning on a Friday, and of course everybody's excited not only about high school football this weekend, but Troy University finally gets kicked off. Gosh, I want to say they've been out there since early June, and they'll kick off at 3 o'clock on ESPN2. That's real good coverage across the country. And about every bar in the country will be carrying the game, won't they, Mike? The Troy Middle Tennessee game.
Good point.
Yeah, the only problem is you can't sit at bars anymore.
Well, they won't. They've shut y'all down again.
Well, now I mean, most bars are not allowing people to sit because of the 6 feet apart rules. So,
Well,
I know not many of the bars down here are open.
Well, let me just say this. They've got a big to-do out at the Half Shell tomorrow. They're having a big party getting ready for the kickoff, and I know everybody's excited about that. And there's places all over Pike County having football parties this Saturday with Troy opening up the season against Middle Tennessee. Our show is brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass right here in Troy. And we got the guru of them all, my good friend Jason Gregory. And Jason, you have hit the ground running, but also you're supporting not only the high schools but the colleges. And has it been fun so far these 3 years?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, it's been a blessing to be here, and glad to be around people like yourself and be affiliated with the show and with our community. Because man, I'm talking about this community is one of a kind.
Well, and it makes me feel good to hear that. And I've had so many people over the years that have been on this show or moved to Troy. Can't realize what an artsy town this is. What if you like athletics? What a great town it is. If you like to hunt and fish, what a great town it is to live in. The commercial properties are beautiful, and of course you've got athletics. You've got pretty much everything to go with a great community, and we're excited about starting off your third year. Actually, is it your third year or is it your third year? When you I joke with Jason about this a lot. Y'all sold some dealerships, and you had to sign an agreement that you couldn't sell within a certain mileage, and you put a circle around Columbus, Georgia, and you started looking at places, and you walked in and said, "Hey, honey, we're moving to Troy, Alabama." Was that a shock to her?
Oh yeah, it was.
Because you got beautiful daughters. Tell us about them.
That's right. I've got 3 of them. Olivia's 10, Madeline's 8, and the other one is 5, Emily.
And they're busy?
Oh, all the time, non-stop.
Now, of course, I'm not going to tell everybody exactly where you live, but let's say this: you live on a piece of property that has a little ground from the road to where you live, and you had quite a bit of flood problems. Was you able to get out Wednesday morning?
Oh yeah, all the way up until where the road washed out. So it was kind of a walk across, and then have someone come pick me up. I had to get an Uber.
Did you really?
Out in the county.
So when you left to come to work, you didn't know those roads were out. Is that right?
No, that's right.
Yeah, but everything is going smoothly.
It's good to know Troy has Uber. I didn't realize Troy had Uber now.
Yeah, Premier.
Oh, it is. Exactly right. Of course,
man, I need Jason to start piling up all these old clothes of his kids and send them down my way.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we can do it. Yeah. We got plenty of them.
Yeah, exactly. He's got 2 himself. And
yeah, I've got a 4-year-old and soon to be 3-year-old, and we take all the hand-me-downs we can get.
I got a 9-year-old daughter, and I want to get in that list too, Jason.
And the little boy that's did they go back to school today, Rice?
Yeah, today they went back.
So thank goodness they're back in school. The same way at Pike, are they back in school?
That's right.
So everybody's going full.
Pine Liv's already won by forfeit, so they're 4-0 already.
I know it, and I was wondering, is this was this because of the virus or what? What was the deal?
I believe so. Yeah, I think Edgewood had some COVID
right.
team.
But I see some of these folks that are forfeiting. I say, well, they didn't want to play that game anyway. Some of these teams that they had to play, and of course, same way in college. We've had a couple of them, and I was told yesterday that the game this week between Army and BYU was called off. Of course, Troy goes to Provo next week to play at BYU. So I don't know if that's good or bad. What would you say, Rice?
I would say.
I mean, wouldn't you rather BYU had played Army and had a hard week before? Now they get instead out a week.
I'm like you. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, how many players are out and then they didn't get to play? Maybe they got extra. I would say they get extra practice time just to look at Troy.
That's exactly right. That's what I'm
they
saying.
They get to scout Troy for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Exactly right, and their guys can get ready. We say this about BYU on this show, and been doing it for a long time for us. Most of these guys are 25 and 26 years old. They're a bunch of old men playing against a bunch of young boys. What they do, they go ahead and go out to the mission after they finish high school. They go on their mission
for 2 years.
It is 2 years. So by the time they start, our freshmen in college, they're 22, 23 years old.
They can also get redshirted, so that's 3 years, and then so they get 4 years of eligibility. That could be 7 years. So they are, a lot of them, 25 years old, 26 years old.
And Troy's got to go out there next week. But right now, we've got a big weekend of high school and college football, and of course, we'll be checking in with different people. Of course, we've got Will Matthews that's going to call in with his picks of the week, and of course, we've got also golf to talk about this morning. Mike, who leads the tournament? Is your favorite golfer winning?
Oh.
Well, yeah, I'm a big Justin Thomas fan. Of course, he played at Alabama. He shot a U.S. Open record 65 for the first round, or the record at Wingfoot. He shot 65. Your favorite player, Patrick Reed, 66. And then my favorite player, Phil Mickelson, who almost won last time he was at Wingfoot, actually lost on the last hole. He shot 79, so he's +9. Tiger's +3. Jordan Spieth's +3. McIlroy's -3. So there's some really big names, up front the leaderboard that they're already playing already this morning. So you can watch that on the Golf Channel and then on NBC later today.
I'm picking Xander Schauffele. Just so everybody knows.
He is good. Yeah.
Well,
Jason, do you have a favorite golfer?
I really like old Phil. Phil's the class act.
Yeah.
He's got a funny new commercial. Have y'all seen the Amstel Light commercial that he's on?
Yeah, I saw that last night, actually.
Yeah.
But Phil, I like him too. And but he's next to last in the whole field. 144 golfers.
Everybody rooting for Phil, and Babe just blows it, no question about it. But we're
50 years old now.
Yeah.
Well,
Phil's doing okay. We don't have to worry about Phil.
Mike, how did my favorite golfer do?
Bubba?
Yeah, Bubba.
I don't know. I'd have to look and see
And Bubba's my favorite golfer.
He was at +3, which is pretty good in that tough course. I watched a lot of it yesterday.
I watched the game last night. Joe Burrow's looking pretty good in the NFL. He threw for 300 yards and almost led the comeback.
Yeah, but he threw the ball 61 times. He ought to throw for 300 yards. He threw it 61 times last night.
Browns won 35-30, but pretty good game last night.
No question about it. We're going to get started, but first of all, we're going to go on break. This show is brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram Trucks on the bypass in their 3rd year. And, boy, y'all have had all kinds of sales going on. This is a banner year coming up for Premier, and I know y'all looking forward to it. We'll be back with more Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram Trucks picks of the week on Troy Cable today in L.A.
Want a new Jeep? 2020 Renegade. Start at $169 a month. New Cherokee. $249 a month. Grand Cherokee. $269 a month. Jeeps cost less than Troy. Shop PremierTroy.com during Jeep Adventure Day. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Our history is woven with the stories of those we serve. At Max, we've been a good community partner for 65 years. Max is dedicated to providing dependable financial services and to supporting our communities. We volunteer our time and share our resources. As a credit union, we've returned millions of dollars back to our members, local nonprofits, and small businesses. Max is honored to be a part of your story. We look forward to serving you for years to come.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
It's our anniversary sale. New Ram, 0 APR, and no payments for 90 days. New Ram Quad Cab, $259 a month. Rams cost less in Troy during Ram Power Days. Shop us at PremierTroy.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Back to our show, of course, brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass right here in Troy. And we got the guru here at quarterback. Your running backs are Mike Amos Sr. and Bill Rice Jr., and your center is Forrest Lee. The wideouts, wide to the left is Mike Amos from Grayton Beach this morning, and we're waiting a phone call from Will Matthews, our attorney in
What position does Will play?
Will plays. He's carrying the water jug this week.
He's a water boy.
Yeah. He's headed to the beach, so we might catch him coming from the beach. So we'll find out.
This is our foosball picking show.
Exactly right. Of course, we are looking at a vehicle.
We now have another tropical depression I saw out in around Mexico, coming up through Texas, maybe Louisiana. So we don't know where that's going to go either. So the storms continue.
And, Jason's got property down there, too. And, of course, hopefully the drainage problems will be alleviated and everything go back to normal. I talked to my wife last night, and she said everything's okay at where our place is. But, where the real damage was in Gulf Shores and the Pensacola area. So, it's amazing.
Well, Dewey Destin's and the marina in Destin, that area was underwater totally, so they had.
You ever eaten at Dewey Destin's? Mm-hmm. That's a good place to eat too, no question about it. We're going to get started this morning, and we're going to look at some high school scores first, or team games first, and the first one will be Dothan going to Prattville, and Prattville is loaded. I'm going to take Prattville to win at home against Dothan.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that goes under me, and of course, Jason says he likes Prattville. Who do you like, Forrest Lee? Prattville, and of course, how about you, Bill Rice?
Prattville.
Mike Amos, who do you like here in this high school game?
I'll take Pratt Vegas.
Pratt Vegas, okay. All right, everybody likes Prattville, and of course, Dothan. Everybody's expecting them to have a tremendous program for us all over because they have taken Northview High School and merged it with Dothan High School, and they should be loaded with players, but evidently it takes a little time to build a program. Enterprise is playing at Central High of Phoenix City, and Enterprise is off to a great start. I got upset here, Mike. I think Enterprise is going to beat Central.
I'm gonna go with Central. I feel like they're starting to play a little bit better. Of course, Patrick Nix is the new coach, and it's gonna take him a little while to, kind of his philosophy and players to buy in to do things the way he likes to do things compared to Jamie DeBose. It'd be interesting to see how Jamie DeBose and Rush Probst are doing in Georgia. They're down in Valdosta going against each other now. I don't know what their records are so far, but I'll take Central of Phoenix City.
All right, Jason Gregory, who do you like here?
Yeah, I'm going with Central Phoenix City.
Central of Phoenix City, the Blue Devil, the Red Devils. That's right. You know all about those folks, don't you?
Oh yeah.
And of course they have a great program, and of course you being from Columbus, right there on the line. Okay, Forrest, who do you like?
Phoenix City.
And Bill Rice Jr.
tough people from Phoenix City, man. Phoenix City, and why did they call it Central of Phoenix City? Do we know? Is it
It's
like
Central High School.
It's
yeah.
like Central of Tuscaloosa. I mean, is that real common? What's that mean though? Central.
Well, that's the name of the high school.
I don't know, but I've never thought about it until right now. There's a lot of schools named Central. I guess it's the Central High School in the town. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's been there for a long time. All right, everybody likes.
How's that work? I mean, as far as being right on the line between Columbus and Phoenix City. I mean, you think they get a lot of kids from Georgia?
No.
Come over and play?
You gotta live in Phoenix City.
Of course, that private school there in Phoenix City, it gets a lot of Columbus players. Yeah,
Glenwood gets a lot
Yeah.
of Columbus players.
Yeah, sure do. All right, am I the only one that took Enterprise? Everybody else took Central. That's where winners are made of, ladies and gentlemen. Andalusia, big game tonight, and renewing a old rivalry that goes back, gosh, to the first ball game ever played in Alabama. Andalusia and Charles Henderson of Troy going at it in the stadium tonight. Be 7 o'clock kickoff. Is that game gonna be live, Steve? What's the game live this week? Charles Henderson is live from the stadium, so if you can't make it to the stadium, you can watch it on TV. And the coverage has been real good. I watched football last week from my den, and it's awfully nice to be able to do that. Andalusia always good. They're jumping from 4A to 5A. Charles Henderson's off to a very slow start. They are yet to win a game. Who do you like here, Mike Amos?
Well, I mean, I know Charles Henderson's had a week to get ready, and I feel like they'll probably play their best game tonight. Unfortunately, I just feel like talent at Charles Henderson is down, and they're playing a lot of young kids, and of course, the majority of their teams are probably liberal arts. I'm gonna take Andalusia to win tonight.
Okay, the Andalusia Bulldogs coming to town. Jason, who do you like here?
I'm going to go with Andalusia.
The Andalusia Bulldogs. How about you, Rice Jr.? You've played against these guys before.
Last thing my wife said to me before I left was pick Charles Henderson. So, okay, I'll pick Charles Henderson.
This is one of the strong. This is one of the strong 4A schools now becoming a 5A. You would think, Forrest, that there'd be an advantage here, but I don't think so. What do you think? Andalusia. So Farley takes Andalusia. You know, I sure want to take Charles Henderson here, and I think I will. I'm going to take Charles Henderson because I think the week to prepare is going to help them. And I think
also, that storm hit Andalusia pretty hard.
Yeah.
They might have missed some practice time.
Yeah, well, I don't know how bad that's going to hurt them.
Troy did too.
And everybody likes Andalusia, but me and Bill Rice. Is that right?
It's Jim atop a hill.
There's going to be a huge game in Skipperville tonight, and let me ask you a personal question, Jason. Have you ever been to Skipperville?
I have not.
Wait a minute. It's not that far from Columbus, Georgia. Have you ever heard of Skipperville?
Nope.
Well, let me tell you something.
I saw a customer car 2 days ago from Skipperville.
Well, let me tell you this.
There you go. You
One of
got
the
picked from
top baseball programs in the history of the state of Alabama is G.W. Long of Skipperville, and they're good in football too. Arrington's good too. These are two big rivals. If you look at it, as the bird flies, they're not far from each other. Of course, Skipperville's right there at the city limits of Ozark. Arrington has a fine program coached by Stephen Kilcrease, who's one of the fine young coaches around. But it's going to be hard for me not to take the home team, and I'm going to take G.W. Long. Who do you like, Jason?
I'm going with Ayrton.
He likes Arrington, the Purple Cats, and let's see if he's politically correct. Well, just recently he sold a car to a guy from Skipperville. So, but you like Arrington on the road.
Ayrton's, dealing with that, coming off playing Geneva County, where the Manuel Henderson, the top running back in the state, rushed for 367 yards against Arrington and had 5 touchdowns. And I think he got beat 56-41, so it was a shootout.
No, he won. His team won the game. Geneva County won the game.
Yeah, Geneva County won, but I'm just saying that Ayrton played them tough.
Yeah.
So this game is for sure at GW Long?
nothing's for sure on this show. Why do you say that?
I'm just curious where it's played. That's
Yeah.
kind of.
I'm thinking that I wrote it down at GW Long. It's going to be played at GW Long, so that's where I'm going to go.
I'll go with GW Long. If it was at Arrington, I'd take Arrington.
Okay. Who do you like, Rice?
I like the two coaches we know so well. So Ayrton.
That's right, and they've been around a while, no question about it. Forrest, who do you like?
George W. Long.
George W. Long, and of course, this is a big rivalry, and it could go either way. Okay, let's look at Reeltown and Goshen. Goshen off to a slow start, Forrest. Tell us about it. Be a little loud.
3A, going up to 3A, and they're a small 3A, and they've lost a couple of players to going to greener pastures. I think Reeltown will beat them.
Yeah,
I
Reeltown
won't
is.
Goshen to win, but realistically, I think Reeltown will win.
Before we pick the game, I've got to ask you this, Jason. What great American is from Reeltown, had a farm in Reeltown, Alabama? Do you know?
I do not know.
Patrick Thane Dye.
Okay.
He had a farm there for a long time in Reeltown, or at least that was his address.
I thought his farm was in Notasoga.
I think that some people said he was from Reeltown, and some people said he was from Notasoga. But
the most famous person from Reeltown is Charles from Reeltown, from the farm.
Of course, Charles is not with us anymore either. You know, everybody that watched. You ever heard of Charles from Reeltown?
Is Charles passed away?
Jason, yeah, you Feinbaum used to have his show in Alabama, and Charles was one of his main stars, and he was from Reeltown. All right, I'll take Reeltown.
I could not stand Charles at Reeltown as a caller, so I'm going to change my pick. I had Reeltown, but I don't like Charles from Reeltown. Well, I hope he's still living.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Goshen.
I'll take Reeltown.
Okay, Jason.
Reeltown.
Jason likes Reeltown, and their coach for a long time was Jesse O'Neill, and I don't know who the coach is right now, but I don't think it's gonna matter. But Reeltown coming to Goshen, their first home game, so the Eagles will play tough, no question about it.
Yeah, we talked about Coach Dodd just then. When Coach Blakeney was on the show, they buried Coach Dodd at his farm.
Yeah.
In Notasoga, and he's buried in front of one of the old timber oaks.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody told me that it just told him all he wanted to do was just be wrapped up.
And he was just putting a shroud.
Yeah.
Buried to fertilize and live through the tree.
That's right.
Yeah.
And of course, he's a great man and great coach. And I know you grew up a big Auburn fan, and you probably knew Coach Dye personally, did you?
No, I met him before a couple times.
Okay, looking at Pike County going to Trinity. Pike County looks like they're going to be good again. All they did was put up 60 points on the board, and they had a guy last week that scored 40 points. And that's got to be a Pike County record. But he how many touchdowns was that? That was 6 touchdowns, wasn't it? And four extra points or something like that. And what's his name? McKinney. What was his last name?
His last name's Pennington. So
Pennington, yeah.
Cinque or not.
I was wondering about that, and of course he is an outstanding player. I tell you what, Trinity of Montgomery is going to have a good football team, but can they stop this guy Pennington? And I say no. I'm going to take Pike County. Who do you like, Jason?
Pike County, all the way.
Trinity must be pretty good. Go ahead, Michael.
I'll give a Pat Dye quote. I'll say that Trinity's not man enough to beat Pike County.
Like he said, Georgia wasn't man. One year he said Georgia wasn't man enough to beat Auburn or Alabama or whatever. Yeah, he had some good running.
He knew what he was doing when he said that one.
Yeah.
I'll go with Pike County, but Trinity is good. Didn't Trinity beat Montgomery Catholic pretty easily? And we know what Montgomery.
If they beat Catholic now, Catholic's the one that's loaded up there now.
I might be wrong, but Trinity beat somebody that got my attention.
I agree. I agree with you.
But that'll be a great game. But Bulldogs.
Yeah, and played in Montgomery and Trinity. Who do you like here, Jason?
Pike County.
All right, he likes Pike County, and I like Pike County. And does anybody take Trinity here?
I do. Trinity.
All right, okay. Here comes Forrest Lee. He likes Trinity in this ball game, and of course Pike County coming off a banner year last year and lost in the playoffs. And I tell you, they do a great job of coaching them up there at Pike County. Everybody says, well, they don't dress a lot of players. Well, they don't have to, the way they condition their players. So everybody likes Pike County High School of Brundage to beat Trinity except for Forrest Lee. Shame on you, Forrest. And don't you work at a golf course down there?
I do.
Those guys are not going to like you. Hey, how much flood damage did they have on that golf course?
Got a little water hole number 2 and number 4 that we're talking about.
Talking about the Brundage Country Club, an excellent place to play golf if you're looking to play golf this weekend.
And this is the time of year when you want to start playing. The temperatures are going to be a lot nicer.
Well, let me tell you this now. Would you allow your golf carts to be on the fairways, or do you play what we call fairway extended?
So wherever you go.
Golly. Well, we got one golf cart that's under mud on the 9th hole, and we got another one that just went aground on the 2nd hole. So we're going to see how Pike County, the Brundage Country Club, fares all this wet weather we've had.
Your U.S. Open update, Thomas Peters of Belgium is already 2 under this morning, and he has taken a lead. He is now 6 under, leading at the U.S. Open at Wingfoot.
You know, the golf commentator, Justin Leonard, I think this.
Yeah.
They were making their picks of the U.S. Open, and they asked everybody to give a dark horse candidate, and he named this Peters guy. I'd never heard of him. That got my attention. You know, you can bet on golf.
Yeah.
And he talked about how impressive he was in the practice rounds, and I think he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, no question about it. Okay, we're going to go to Edgewood. That game has been postponed, so Pike gets another win on a forfeit by Edgewood. Do you know any particulars about that, Forrest?
Remember that they had a couple of players hurt, but they called COVID. They got the quarterback and running back hurt.
Yeah.
We got some other players sick.
Yeah. Well, I tell you why nobody's excited about playing Pike Liberal Arts. They're loaded to the hill.
Right now.
I know it, no question about it.
How many games in a row did Edgewood win, though? They won, 58, 60? They broke the record, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, they won a bunch of them in a row for a long time, and that coach has left and gone to Otaga Academy and is winning over there. But Edgewood had a long history of winning, no question.
I want to tell you that Pike Liberal Arts is an exciting team to watch. Their offense is fun. I mean, they got so many playmakers. And I just got the feeling that they're going to get better and better the longer they're with each other, and their execution is going to get better.
They got 15 new ones, and are they all driving a Jeep truck or what?
Not yet.
Excuse us, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
a bad
We're being facetious, very facetious. I just had to throw that in. Bradley is playing this weekend, and of course they are loaded to the hilt, and they go up against a little team from Pleasant Home, Alabama. I don't give them much of a chance. What do y'all think?
This will be 60-0 easy.
Okay, Michael Amos says Brantley in a big way. So does Jason. Is that right?
That's right.
And how about you, Farley?
Bulldogs.
Run, Forrest, run!
Hey, did you see that the author of Forrest Gump passed away? Winston Groom from Fairhope, Alabama.
I didn't realize he was from Fairhope.
Grew up, and he's lived in Fairhope for the last 20 years, I think. Went to the University of Alabama. He not only wrote the book Forrest Gump, he wrote a lot of acclaimed history books, too, and then one book about Alabama football. But so we're sad to hear about Mr. Groom.
How old was Forrest?
Winston Groom was 77. He was a fraternity brother of Mr. Hendricks, Ken Hendricks.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Ken Hendricks, from longtime resident of Troy.
No question, yeah.
Was a fraternity brother of Winston Groom.
And also Ray Collins from Troy, a good friend of mine who lives in Mobile, was very good friends with Winston Groom.
Yeah, he when I was working at the University of Alabama, he came to the Bryant Conference Center and was speaking and was signing books afterwards. So I remember I bought an autographed copy of Forrest Gump.
Did you really?
And met him. Yeah, he was a nice guy.
Well, that ought to be worth something.
71 games in a row.
Unfortunately, I think I gave it to an ex-girlfriend.
Oh, did you?
I'll never see it again.
Hey, she sold it for $50,000.
You know, it always bothered me that when
Yeah.
Forrest Gump won all the Academy Awards in 1994, which was a great year for movies. That's also the year Shawshank Redemption came out, and
Yeah, I love it. I've seen that show 10
Pulp
times.
Fiction came out. So 3 classic movies came out in 19, but Forrest Gump beat them all in the Oscars.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and so everybody went up there and gave their speeches. You know, they won 11, and not one person mentioned Winston Groom, who wrote the book. The movie wouldn't have been possible without him.
Life is just like a box of chocolates. You don't know which one you're going to get. Is that right?
It's an iconic movie.
Lou Verne is playing this weekend, and who do you like here? Forrest, you got Lou Verne?
I'm going to pick the Tigers.
And they're going against
Highland Home.
Highland Home. You know, Highland Home, this game's being played at Highland Home, I think.
That's right.
And something that's very important.
Lou Verne has lost 2 straight years to Holland Home. Holland Home was down, I guess.
Yeah.
They were had one of the best teams in the state, so they I guess played an ineligible player and had to forfeit their season last year.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened with them this year. They were really good, I thought.
I know one thing. They've got one of the best restaurants that you'll ever eat at. And Mike, what's the name of that restaurant?
It don't matter.
Mike, ask you, what is the name of the restaurant in Highland Home that's so good?
Until they start advertising with us, it's the It Don't Matter Cafe.
That's the name of the cafe. It don't matter. Don't get smart with me over. Mike, we're on television. Don't get smart with me. Now, what's the name of the restaurant?
You drive on 331. It's It Don't Matter.
It don't matter. Is that the name of the restaurant? It don't matter.
That is the name.
Okay. Have you ever eaten there, Jason?
Never been there before.
Have you ever heard of it before? Well, there's a restaurant over there, and you said, what's the name of it, Mike?
It's the It Don't Matter Cafe.
I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to even try to answer that again now. But there is a restaurant in the Highland Home, and Mike claims that the name of it is It Don't Matter.
It don't matter.
And Lou Verne and Highland Home is a big rivalry, and I tell you, it's going to be a good game. Highland Home might put something together here. Who do you like, Jason?
Lou Verne.
Uh-oh, that was quick. How about you, Forrest Lee? Lou Verne. Rice.
The home of the great Glenn Daniel, Lou Verne.
Okay. And
I'm going to go different. I'm going to go with Will Pouncey and Johnny Mitchell. They're 2 guys I know well. This means a lot to Highland Home. I think maybe they'll find a way to beat Lou Verne tonight. Lou Verne's got a brand new coach as well. I'll take Highland Home.
And they're playing down in that bottom there too, no question about it. And I'm sure they had a lot of flooding down there because that football stadium is down in a hole. And of course, home of the flying squadron of Highland Home. All right.
It's got a big fighter jet in front of the school, Jason, if you've never been over there.
That's right. Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Yeah, the squadron, yeah. Okay, quickly, we've added a couple of more. One of them is Houston County against Zion Chapel. And unless they've changed things, Mike, they're going to play this game at Bates Field in Enterprise. Is that right?
I believe so. I'll take Zion Chapel to beat Houston County.
It's going to be a pretty good game. It's hard. Very rarely, Jason, does anybody ever pick Zion Chapel. What do you think?
I'm going to take Houston County.
All right, Jason Gregory takes Houston County. If you're going to buy a car, though, you want to go to Zion Chapel now because they love their Jeep cars and trucks over in Zion Chapel. I'm going to take Houston County. I just can't see Zion Chapel beating them. What do you think, Rice?
I'm gonna go Zion Chapel.
Okay, Forrest Lee, who do you like?
Houston County.
Houston County. All right, the last high school game this week. Pitt's Carroll High of Ozark. I'm the only one that picked Carroll last week, and they won the football game over Rehoboth. And they're putting together a pretty good team, but they're playing at Headland.
Hey, I picked Carroll.
Oh, wait a minute, he did pick Carroll. Let me see that a minute. That's what I've been looking for everywhere. Jason went undefeated in the well, the only one you missed was Slocum.
Slocum and Opp.
And Opp. And that was against Houston Academy.
Rehoboth's got COVID-19 issues now, and they're having to forfeit this week. So it makes you wonder how in the world Ozark didn't come out with any issues.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You would think that, but they're playing at Headland. At least what I got. Who do you like here, Jason?
Carroll.
He likes Carroll, and I like Carroll. The Carroll coach, Mike, plays golf in Troy every Saturday morning. And he's the most laid-back coach, one of the best coaches in this part of the country. He's the assistant coach.
You talking about Danny Suber?
Yeah, Suber. Coach Suber is an excellent coach. You know him, Coach? Jason, do you know Danny Suber? He's an excellent football coach, and he coaches the offensive line at Carroll, and he'll have them ready to play. All right, Rice, who do you like here?
I like Coach Suber as a cool character, so Carroll.
All right, Carroll, and I'm going to take Carroll. And anybody take Headland?
I'll take
Forrest?
Carroll.
Forrest Lee, who's in our audience.
I'll take Carroll as well.
Okay, so that does it for our high school games this week. Brought to you by Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks on the bypass right here in Troy. We'll be back to Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks Picks of the Week on Troy Cable. Hello. we might our guy might have stepped out for a second, but we do appreciate our sponsors so much. And of course, I was looking at last week.
What about did we ever find out that Sisters start their buffet back, or are they still just doing?
They're still just working on the meat and 3, and of course it is very good.
Although somebody told me they might be doing it cafeteria style.
They're gonna do the cafeteria style this week.
They do? Okay, well that's good. We'll give them a ring, and of course that's some of the best food in the country. You didn't realize when you were moving over here.
They're open on Sunday again too. I saw that. That's
yeah.
good.
And I know the first thing you and your wife talked about when you moved over here, you said, are there any, honey, check to see if there are any good restaurants to eat at.
Man, I'm telling you, you got Sisters and Julia's, man, I'm talking about.
I know,
and
you're right.
Yanni's got the Pig Cafe. And,
that's right.
And Francesca's now. And my girls love Seps, and I like going to Big Ray's.
And that's right. And we're going to, this whole group is going to eat breakfast this morning at Bird Drugs, so that's going to be a lot of fun too. And of course,
so when y'all go to Bird's Drugs, do y'all take up every table they have available?
Well,
you can't fit too many people in there, can you?
They've got them at arm's length, pretty much.
I think they got 3 tables that they. And they got some of them that are closed, but yeah, you can get in there and sit down and get a table.
Before we get into the college, and Jason picked was 9-2 in the high schools last week, but looking at the colleges of last week, it looks like North Carolina is going to be strong. They walloped Syracuse. Appalachian State had trouble with Charlotte, Mike. That tells me a little something right there. Georgia Tech beats Florida State, and what has happened to Florida State? Man, they
even got a new coach, and they still can't win.
Yeah, that's right. And
Kansas too.
Georgia Tech's got a freshman quarterback that's really good. He's athletic.
Is he really good? Are they running the option, or what are they doing?
No, they're running the spread.
Yeah. Of course, Coastal Carolina went out to Kansas and won. Louisville beat Western Kentucky. Clemson played host to Wake Forest and won that one easy. I thought Duke played Notre Dame pretty good. What did you think?
Ooh. I thought they played right down to the wire.
Sure did, yeah. I tell you what, they coach them at Duke, no question. UNL Monroe got walloped by Army. Louisiana Lafayette got beat by, they beat Iowa State. That was a big game in the Sun Belt. 3 Sun Belt teams won. Another game, and this game was postponed. That was the La Tech Baylor game. Your Texas State lost to Texas at San Antonio. Arkansas State goes to Kansas State and wins. That's a Sun Belt team. Tulane comes from behind, and high in the world this happened. Scored 30 unanswered points and beat South Alabama this past weekend. So that gives you a look at what happened last week. And I was looking.
Charlotte, North Carolina, were supposed to play tomorrow, but due to COVID-19 issues, that game has now been canceled.
I saw that, and that's a shame. I
was telling y'all earlier that the Charlotte coach was on Feinbaum's show yesterday, and he talked for about 20 minutes about how these protocols work, and the reason that game is canceled is not because of positive players. It's the contact tracing got a whole position group, the offensive line. He said that because of contact tracing issues, they are down to 4 offensive linemen, and some of those offensive linemen are scrubs and walk-ons pretty much. So they literally could not play. They didn't have enough offensive linemen. You said all the players are fine and healthy, but they still can't play.
Yeah. Of course, Jason was.
Vegas puts the line on everything. Coastal Carolina plays tonight against Campbell. Of course, Campbell almost upset Georgia Southern. Because Georgia Southern had so many players out last week for that game. Coastal's a 26-point favorite tonight. If anybody wants to watch that.
Mike, you got to straighten something out for me. I thought that game was called. The Campbell game was called.
Coastal Carolina and Campbell play tonight. That's a Sun Belt team against a 1AA team.
Okay, I got you.
It'll be on ESPN tonight at 6:30.
Yeah. Overall, you were 16 and 7. That's not bad, Jason. That's pretty good.
A little bit better than last year.
Exactly right. Okay, of course, we appreciate Jason Gregory, the owner and operator of Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram trucks. And, of course, they are dealing like you would not believe. And, there are a lot of dealerships around, but for some reason, you seem like you're selling all the cars.
Well, I mean, it's just there's opportunities there, and we like to take those opportunities. And anyway, we feel like we're offering a good quality vehicle to the market, and people are really liking it. So.
Got a sales department that is outstanding, but also, man, I tell you, I've already had some oil change already on my vehicle, and I was very pleased with how professional your staff is there.
We try every day.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Now, one of the great things that's happened to your dealership is you've got another way to enter your facility from South 39th Street. That road's helped you a lot, hasn't it?
It has. It's definitely helped with the overflow off of coming in and out, deliveries and so forth.
So it's really easy to get on your premises, isn't it?
That's right.
All right, we're starting off right now, and of course we got Mike Amos from Grayton. We've got Forrest Lee from our studio here. Bill Rice is also here, wearing a green jersey this morning.
It's blue. It's blue actually, but it turns out green on TV.
Boston College is playing at Duke, and of course you would think this would be a real close ball game. Who do you like here, Forrest?
Forrest had to go to work at the Runyon Country Club, but he left me his picks, and Forrest is going with the Dukies.
Duke, Blue Devils.
And so is Bill, so 2 Dukes over here.
All right, who do you like?
I'm going for the upset, Boston College.
All right, that would be a big upset, and, they play good defense at Boston College. This game is going to be a tough one. You're exactly right. I'm going to take Duke at home, but look out here. Duke's coming in as a 6.5-point favorite. But Boston College's program has improved.
I think North Carolina is one of those states that doesn't allow fans in the stands, right? So Duke will have no home field advantage whatsoever.
Mike, you hear what he said?
Yeah, that is true. They're not allowing any fans. I'll take Duke at home. I was impressed how they played Notre Dame. I think they were 23-point, 24-point underdog going into that game. Yeah. Played them really tough.
Okay.
Good coach.
Now, Jason's going to take Boston College. I'm going to take Duke. Okay, Syracuse at Pittsburgh. And, of course, you don't know what's going to happen here. At least I don't. Who do you like here, Jason?
I went with Pitt.
All right, he went with Pitt at home. They're a 22-point favorite. Boy, what's happened to Syracuse, Mike? I thought they had a pretty good program.
Yeah, I mean, Dino Babers won 10 games a couple of years ago. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they've had issues as far as recruiting or what happened, but Pittsburgh scored 55 against Austin Peay. I mean, I know it's a 1AA school, but they've got
Let's go, P. Let's go, P. And they played more games than anybody so far and they lost all of them.
Pittsburgh's got a really good quarterback. If you never watched him, I can't remember his name, but he's really athletic and really throw the ball. I'll take Pittsburgh.
All right, I'll take Pittsburgh. Bill Rice, who do you like?
I like Pitt, and then Forrest likes Pitt too.
Forrest likes Pitt too. Okay, now this is a game that's got a question mark to me because they were so terrible the first game with Navy at Tulsa. Who do you like here, Mike?
You know, my wife, one of her best friends lives in Tulsa, and I'd never been, so we made that trip, I guess, back in September to Tulsa, and it's a great town. I actually had a fun time, and we went out to Tulsa to their campus because I always like to go see college campuses. It was beautiful. I actually walked to the middle of the football stadium to midfield and looked at all their facilities, and really nice place out there. But I want to say Navy's going to come out and play totally different. You know, the coach admitted they didn't have any live contact before the first game against BYU, and I got to think these guys are going to come out and play a whole lot better than what you saw against BYU, and I'm going to take Navy for the upset.
Oh, boy. Who do you like, Jason?
I'm going to go with Tulsa.
All right, he's going with Tulsa at home against Navy. I'll take Tulsa.
All right, Forrest takes Tulsa. I love Michael's analysis. That's my thinking too. Is that Navy is embarrassed and they got pride and they want to show that they're not that football team that played against BYU. So Navy will win.
Okay, Navy will win. So that's going to be a good one. All right, Houston. Now tell me about this game here. Is this game on or off? Houston is playing at Baylor. Baylor is a 4.5-point favorite. You know anything about that, Mike?
This game just got out. This is actually going to be really exciting. You're going to have Dave Miranda. His first game as the head coach of Baylor. He was, of course, the defense coordinator at LSU. And you're also going to have, the former Troy transfer, Marcus Jones out of Enterprise, will be playing in the secondary for Houston. So it'll be interesting to watch him. He was a great player at Troy. Interesting line here, only being 3.5. Baylor being out of the Big 12, Houston being out of the American Coast Conference. I'll take Baylor, but this line, everybody in Vegas likes Houston. This line started at 7, now it's at 3.5.
Yeah, so you better look at it here. I like Baylor because they're playing at home. Jason, who do you like?
I'm going with Baylor as well.
Mike, did you take Houston or Baylor?
I took Baylor, but Vegas knows something right now. That line is very interesting.
Yeah, no question about
I'm
it.
going where the money is going. The money is going on Houston. And then I forgot that about the Troy transfer going to Houston. He can play, buddy, so he'll help them.
Well, they've been getting a lot of transfers.
Yeah, they got a ton of transfers right now. Let me give you Forrest Lee went with Baylor too.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, this game got added within a week.
That's right. What I heard.
Got together and decided to play, so they don't really have a lot of prep time to get ready for this game. So it's going to be really interesting to watch. That's one thing I love about Fox. You know, they moved that 11 o'clock game a couple of years ago, maybe last year. So you can wake up and usually watch a good game. I mean, not wake up. When you tell me I got kids, I've been up since 5:30. It's fun to watch an early game.
Don't you be ugly to my little girls.
Hey,
Are they running through there?
They're loving life because their grandmother from Mountain Brook came down yesterday, so they're as happy as can be.
No question about it. Okay, now we got, of course, Louisville at Georgia State. Is this right? They are playing at Georgia State?
I doubt that.
Yeah.
Louisville
that's
is
right.
playing at Georgia State, and they're playing in the old Atlanta Braves Stadium.
Oh.
Y'all familiar with that? Jason, tell us who you like here.
So I'm trying. Is Miami playing Louisville too?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. All right, we got a boo-boo somewhere. Let's see here.
Yeah,
Mike, who is
it's Miami and Louisville is the game, right?
All right, well, what am I doing looking at Georgia State and Louisville? That's got to be wrong.
That is on the board on scores and odds. I don't know what's going on here. I'll figure out what happened.
Okay, all right. We'll just skip this one right now.
Wait a minute. One of them's the Louisiana Lafayette.
That's Louisiana Lafayette at Georgia State.
Okay, all right. Louisiana Lafayette.
Louisiana Lafayette's playing at Georgia State.
Yeah, I just misspelled it. I just misspelled it. I had Louisiana Lafayette.
Actually, that could easily happen. Because when you look at it on scores and odds, they're both in red, too.
Yeah, no question. They
So
played.
Lafayette and Georgia State. Lafayette upset Iowa State, was ranked 23rd last week. Georgia State, of course, beat Tennessee last year. Interesting game. How will Louisiana Lafayette come out after that big upset? 15 points on the road. I like Georgia State to come to points, but I like Lafayette to win.
Okay, Michael likes Lafayette to win. All right, how about you, Jason Gregory?
Lafayette.
He likes Lafayette. I tell you what, the team that Troy played at Georgia State last year, I said that one time was the fastest team I've ever seen play.
Wow.
And they had speed galore. I don't know if they still have it or not, but they're a much improved team. Look for an upset here. This could be an upset. In fact, I'm going to take it off the hoop, and I'm going to pick the upset. Georgia State to beat Louisiana Lafayette.
I liked Michael's analysis. I like Louisiana to win, but I like Georgia State to cover. And also the money, I've noticed that the money has been going on Georgia State. This line is dropped too.
Yeah. Okay.
When you lived in Columbus all those years, did y'all go to a lot of Braves games?
I went to a few, not a lot. Man, I was always working.
Did you grew up originally in Kansas, didn't you?
That's right. Yeah, we moved to Columbus when I was 9, so.
Yeah, and so you're really a Kansas Jake Hall guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that where your dad's from, Kansas?
He was a Air Force brat. So
Okay.
But he went to school at Kansas, played football at Kansas.
Did he really? I didn't know that. Well, that is great. And of course, he was there with all those. He wasn't there with Gail Sayers. Sayers is a little bit older. Is that right?
That's right.
But at one time, Kansas had some great teams. In fact, former Alabama player was the head coach at Kansas at one time. Rice, can you tell me who that is?
Bud, somebody?
Bud, that's right.
Not Bud Grant?
Bud Moore.
Bud Moore, yeah.
Bud Moore was the head coach at the University and he had a quarterback who later on was a star defensive halfback for the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah. You know who that was?
His name's on the tip of my tongue. He played a long time.
He was a wishbone quarterback at Kansas, and we'll move on. All right, this is right before we go on break. Florida Atlantic playing at Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern, Mike, had a real story to tell last week. Tell us what happened.
Well, I mean, we mentioned it before. They had 33 players that were out.
33 players.
COVID-related issues, and actually we're playing a 1AA school in Campbell, and Campbell scored a touchdown with 15 seconds left, and I don't know what you thought about this, Dad, but they went for two instead of trying to go to overtime, and they failed on the two-point conversion, and Georgia Southern pulled off a win. So
isn't that amazing?
Don't know how many people will be out this week. Be interesting to see.
Well, I just goes to tell you that how cocky these guys are at Georgia Southern. Nobody can stop the wishbone. That's what they're saying over there. So they'll play with what they got, and sure enough, they played with.
Well, I mean, Florida Atlantic coached by your favorite coach, Willie Taggart, who lost the Florida State job and has coached everywhere. Western Kentucky, was at Oregon before he got the Florida State job. I don't know what he'll do at Florida Atlantic. You know, Lane Kiffin won 10 games there twice and has a lot of good talent. He probably left. This line is very interesting as well. This line was at and it's now down to -2.5.
That's what I've got, -2.5.
Florida Atlantic.
I think Florida Atlantic's going to win the game. I'm going to take Florida Atlantic. Who do you like, Jason?
I'm going with Georgia Southern.
All right, Jason Gregory takes Georgia Southern. Mike, who do you like?
I'm going to take Florida Atlantic.
All right, he takes Florida Atlantic because his buddies used to be the coach there. Rice, who do you like?
Georgia Southern at Georgia Southern, and then Forrest takes Georgia Southern too.
Ladies and gentlemen, this show is brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass. Do we have anybody up there? We're going to be back in just a moment.
Want a new Jeep? 2020 Renegade, start at $169 a month. New Cherokee, $249 a month. Grand Cherokee, $269 a month. Jeeps cost less than Troy. Shop PremierTrade.com during Jeep Adventure Day. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
By its very nature, doing big things takes resilience and strength. You did the hard part. You did it, and we'll go farther still. Max is proud to be your champion, removing obstacles that get in your way. We make technology easy, saving and funds access uncomplicated, and provide help when and how you want it. You control your money with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
It's our anniversary sale. New Ram, 0 APR, and no payments for 90 days. New Ram Quad Cab, $259 a month. Rams cost less than Troy during Ram Power Days. Shop us at PremierTroy.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Back to our show brought to you by Jason Gregory, ladies and gentlemen, and our good friends at Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass right here in Troy. And boy, they're dealing like nobody else. And you know that old jargon about Premier will beat anybody's price, and then it says anybody. That sounds like you. Is that you on that mic?
No, that's not me.
But you'll beat anybody's price. Is that right? And of course, right now
So give people out there a little bit of an idea about y'all's inventory, like what cars, what SUVs, what trucks. I mean, what can you expect to get when you go to Premier?
Man, you've got we're overstocked. I mean, we plan for these selling months, and man, I've got let's see, over right around 200 new cars.
Boy,
between in transit and on the ground right now, I got another 100 used cars on the ground. So we're topping out.
Your trucks are so
popular.
Your trucks are so popular. I drive one and I just love it. And but are you having a hard time getting your trucks?
No, I've got plenty to choose from.
All right, now I've always asked.
All levels.
I want to ask you this: white truck, silver truck, or black truck? Which one sells the most?
It's going to be a tie between the black and the white.
And you see a lot of white pickup trucks on the road. Now, your fronts, y'all got more different fronts than anybody I've ever seen as far as your cars go. And a lot of people, it's the same vehicle, but they have different fronts. Is that right?
As far as cars?
Yeah, your trucks.
Trucks.
You know, you've got different, like I'm looking right now at a new vehicle that's coming out very soon that's going to knock everybody's socks off. Tell us about it.
You're talking about they unveiled the new Jeep Grand Wagoneer?
Yeah, the Grand Wagoneer. That's the next great vehicle.
That's right. That's going to be their full-size SUV on the Jeep platform. That's going to compete with your Tahoe.
Yeah. So I tell you what, they just get better and better, ladies and gentlemen, at Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks.
How many people lease cars? A lot of people lease, or the majority of people buy?
The majority of people buy. You know, we're in a market in Troy that a lot of people buy. If you're like in South Florida and you're the snowbirds coming down, you're gonna lease a car. You're not gonna put a lot of miles on it. You're gonna keep it for when you're down there, and you'll lease it about 2 years. They have a huge leasing market down there. Yeah. You know, Atlanta's another big leasing market.
How many college kids like come in when they first get to Troy and their parents, you know, do they want to lease them a car or do they want to buy them a car? How's that work?
You know, we see a lot where the parents come in and just buy them a car.
Now, let me answer this now, and of course, this is the biggest thing in the car business. It doesn't matter where you live. I mean, like if you lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and you had a vehicle that a guy wants, you'll get that vehicle to him. Is that right?
That's right, absolutely.
Wayne Brock, a good friend of mine, is one of your guys, what we call carriers, or what. He's a good friend of mine. He said he doesn't have enough time to say hello to his wife because he is busy moving cars.
That's right. We had a local business in town that needed some vans, and we drove up to Philadelphia.
Oh, God.
Vans for him.
He drove all the way to Philadelphia. And hey, that's what it takes. Is that right?
That's right. My drivers have been to Michigan last week.
Oh man, that is something.
And
I know.
How many salesmen do you have working the lot for you?
8.
Different salesmen.
And you know what the nice thing is about the way our referral program works? We got about another 3,500 salespeople because they're all out there trying to find somebody to help sell a car. Because if they bought a car from us and financed it with us, every time they send somebody, refer somebody that buys a car, we make the car payment for them.
And
I've always wondered about car dealerships. Do you have to carry like a certain amount of every color? I mean, because some of those colors are pretty awful. I mean, but some people like, you know, weird colors and stuff like that. How does that work?
You know, they come out different seasons, and they'll come out with a new color. They've got a cinnamon color right now on these Chargers. They've got the hella yellow on the Jeeps. I mean, it's just sunburst orange and mango. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, you kind of run out of. You see the scratchy heel. You placing those orders like, should I? and every time an off the wall color comes out, man, someone just jumps on it. I gotta have it.
Well, these Jeeps, you can get away with these Jeeps with those colors because they all look good. Because the Jeep is such a good-looking vehicle.
That's right.
And with the Jeep and the Ram trucks, y'all have got the market on those types of vehicles. It looks like to me.
You know, I mean, how you can't ever take anything for granted. You know, Ford's coming up with a new Bronco.
Yeah.
Hey, a lot of people like it. A lot of people talk about it. So.
Now, and of course, a lot of dealerships want to say, hey, can I buy that Jeep from you? Against a dealership here might want to, in Atlanta, have a vehicle that they want. It doesn't bother you at all to sell them that vehicle. Is that right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, we're going to.
So, I mean, if I came in today, I have a Subaru Forester, and I wanted to do a trade-in. I mean, I could trade in my Subaru and buy a new car.
Absolutely. We can actually do it over the phone. We'll deliver it to you.
Okay.
And I'll catch a ride with them, Mike. No question about it. All right, let's get back into picking games. This is a game that intrigues me a little bit, Mike. It's Central Florida. They still got an outstanding quarterback there. This line is 7.5. Can Georgia Tech beat Central Florida? I don't know if they can. I'm going to say they can't. I'm going to take Central Florida. What do you think?
I'm telling you.
Oh, man, that's a tough game. I'll let somebody else pick first. I got to think about this one.
All right, Jason, who do you like?
I'm going with Central Florida.
All right, Jason likes Central Florida, and I like Central Florida.
Forrest likes Central Florida. Central Florida has a good quarterback. Remember they had a great quarterback that had a devastating knee injury a couple years ago, the kid from Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I read up on him, and they said that there's an outside chance he could come back. It might not even be, he might have an injury so bad that it takes him 3 years to recover. But the guy that succeeded him last year was good. But I was impressed by Georgia Tech against FSU. So I'm going to take Georgia Tech in an upset.
Okay. All right.
The quarterback he's talking about was Mackenzie Milton. He was a great player, but the quarterback they played last year was really good. They won 10 games. Josh Heupel's done a good job at Central Florida. I'm going to say that Central Florida wins, but I think this will be a very close game.
Well, do you really like this Georgia Tech quarterback? Is that right?
Man, he is extremely athletic. They got a good running back, and they've had this is the second year under Jeff Collins, who was pretty good coach when he was at Temple, and Georgia Tech, was pretty physical as well against Florida State.
Well,
Florida
this
State's
guy,
got athletes.
in his first start as a pure freshman, this kid threw for 280 yards. I think he ran for a lot of yards. So if he's that good in his very first game, he's going to get really, really good before his career is over.
Okay, I like.
And they got killed with penalties in that game. Georgia Tech's notorious for chop blocking, and they must have been called for chop blocks 5 times in that game.
A lot of those option teams are like that, double wing type teams like that.
They're the spread now. That's why the Strings are having so many chop block penalties.
Exactly right. Okay, I like Central Florida. Jason likes Central Florida. Who do you like, Mike?
I'll take Central Florida, but I think this game will be very close. The line's 7.5 now.
Okay, let's move right along. We got to move right along here. All right, Rice, who do you like?
I like Georgia Tech in an upset, taking the 7.5.
Taking an upset, and who does?
Forrest Lee like Central Florida.
Like Central Florida. All right, this is South Florida and Notre Dame. I don't know a thing about South Florida. I know Notre Dame will win the game.
That's right.
Me too. Everybody Notre Dame.
But I wasn't so terribly impressed with Notre Dame. Were you, Mike?
No, I thought they would blow out Duke.
I did too.
Shocked. But I'll be honest with you, if you watch football to start the season, these teams that are just starting to get out, the first half, they usually play pretty awful. And then it seems like in the second half, they start, gelling and coming together. It's going to take a little time, I think. So I'll take Notre Dame.
Okay. Wherever this team from Charlotte came, I watched Charlotte, and they were pretty good, but this game has been called off. Is that right?
Yep.
The North Carolina-Charlotte game, we just walked through it. Okay. That means we go to Appalachian State at Marshall. I'm going to pull the upset right now, taking Marshall to win the football game. Who do you like, Jason?
We're going with App State.
Jason takes App State. Okay, Rice, who do you like? Bill Rice Jr.?
App State's favored by about 4, but I like you, Mike. I like Marshall in an upset, and so does Forrest Lee like Marshall in an upset.
Is that why you're wearing that green shirt today, you reckon?
It's
Slide
actually
over
blue.
a little bit if you can so we can get that other arm in here. There we go.
It's a good-looking shirt. I wonder where I got this shirt.
It's good looking.
I'm gonna take Marshall because I like their coach. He's got the best name in football.
Doc Holliday, that's
Marshall's
right.
head coach.
All right, who does Forrest like here?
He likes the Thundering Herd.
All right. We're going to wait on this Troy.
Jason's the only one picking the actual favorite in this game. We're all picking Marshall and App State.
You're going to win, Jason.
Yeah, he knows what he's you're right. He knows what he's talking
B.
about.
Graves is calling my name.
We're going to skip this Troy until the very end. Citadel at Clemson. Everybody takes Clemson.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer.
And why in the world is Citadel, they even had to line up against these folks? All right.
Well, you know,
they're getting paid 1.5.
and you know who plays for Citadel or did last year? Gene Chiswick's son is a defensive back at Citadel.
Okay, here's the one that's got me, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull an upset here. I say North Texas will upset SMU. Now, North Texas is still playing with the quarterback that Troy played for him. Is that right? When Troy played him in the bowl game?
Nathan Fine's still there. Man, he's been there a long time. He's still there.
I'm thinking he is. Who do you like here? SMU in Texas, North Texas.
SMU is a 13.5-point favorite. Of course, local kid Richard McBride, starting linebacker for SMU. Of course, he transferred from Auburn. I'll take SMU in a close one.
All right, you'll take SMU in a close one? Yeah. All right, who do you like, Jason Gregory?
SMU.
SMU. And, of course, they got...
Ask Jason who was the Pony Express at SMU? Who were those?
Yeah, who were the Pony Express? Do you remember?
I got no idea.
And, of course, they were great. Was it one?
Eric Dickerson and Craig James.
Yeah, and Craig James. They were the Pony Express. And then they went on probation. They got the worst penalty in the history of college football. they got the death penalty.
Yeah.
The death penalty.
And they've never really come back from it.
They really didn't, but they're getting better though. And it's a rich school. It's where all you yuppies send your kids. They got one of the best dance programs in the country.
It is a wealthy.
And they're getting one here at Troy. I don't know if you know about that. One of the things, Jason, about Troy, Alabama, got a great university here.
That's right.
And provides a lot for your kids, and
Sure
even
does.
kids that are in high school and elementary school. All right, let's move on quickly. All right, did you?
I'm gonna go with the upset with you, Mike. North Texas, and Forrest goes with SMU.
All right, okay, we got it. Here's one that's going to be
You got 10 minutes, Dad. You're good.
Okay, we look good. Mike's directing this thing from a flooded household in Great Beach, Florida. All right, Miami and Louisville. This one is going to be a tough one. How good is Louisville, Mike? We're going to find out, aren't we?
Yeah, Louisville, I watched them last week. They played, Western Kentucky, which isn't a bad program, won 35-21. Satterfield's a great coach. Of course, he was great at Appalachian State. I watched all of Miami UAB. At Miami, if they don't lose that running back that rushed for 150 yards, I think he might be out for the year with torn ACL. I'm going to go upset here. I'm going to take Miami.
Is that an upset?
No, Miami's favored.
Yeah.
Miami's the favorite team.
Louisville's a 2.5-point favorite right now in Vegas.
Oh, are they? Okay. I like Louisville. Who do you like?
I'm going with Miami.
All right. Jason likes Miami. Who do you like, Mike?
I took Miami as well.
All right. Mike took Miami.
Forrest Lee took Miami. Bill Rice takes Miami, but it's an interesting game. Louisville has a quarterback from Alabama, from Park Crossing, that is pretty dang good.
Yeah.
And Miami's got the quarterback that transferred from Houston.
And another thing, this game's played at Louisville. I love Louisville here. I love Louisville to win the football game. That's just my opinion.
It used to be called Papa John Stadium, but they took his name off the stadium, so I don't know what it's called now.
Okay, we're going to take a short break. The game's brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass right here in Troy, and they're dealing, believe you me.
The 72-hour program car sale is happening now. Low mileage lease turn-ins, extra clean rental cars, save up to 50% off original MSRP. Plus, over 30 vehicles priced under $15,000 and 120 to choose from. We are overstocked with Ford, Chevy, Nissan, Hyundai, Toyota, and more. The 72-hour program car sale only at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Shop us in person or online at PremierTroy.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Our history is woven with the stories of those we serve. At Max, we've been a good community partner for 65 years. Max is dedicated to providing dependable financial services and to supporting our communities. We volunteer our time and share our resources. As a credit union, we've returned millions of dollars back to our members, local nonprofits, and small businesses. Max is honored to be a part of your story. We look forward to serving you for years to come.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa know-how. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa know-how team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Troy's defense is better. Back to our show, and that guy in the middle is Jason Gregory, the owner of Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks right here in Troy. We appreciate him being the sponsor of our picks of the week this year, and it just so happened he won last year. And of course, Big Ray's is what we call a big-time restaurant. Wouldn't you say?
Man, it's wonderful.
Quality and it's just professional, and you just know you're gonna get good food when you go there.
Absolutely, and good service too.
Yeah. Okay, here we go down the stretch here. Louisiana Tech and Southern Miss. How in the world does Southern Miss become a 5-point favorite, Mike? How does that work?
Well, I mean, Skip Holtz has done a great job at La Tech. I'm kind of shocked by this as well, but Southern Miss fired their coach or resigned after the first game against South Alabama. He lost, but they got a guy coaching for the first time ever. I'm going to go La Tech.
Who do you like here, Jason?
La Tech.
I like La Tech too. So both of us say. Now, Rice, you gonna go the other way?
No, let's run the board. Forrest has La Tech, and I'm going with La Tech too.
All right, everybody takes La Tech. Wake Forest at North Carolina State. North Carolina State was supposed to play Troy this year, and of course, during this virus situation, and that ACC conference made everybody play everybody within the conference. So we lost out on this game. North Carolina State coming off a couple of bad years, Mike. Who do you like here?
Yeah, I mean, North Carolina State only won 3 or 4 games. Wake Forest, of course, their quarterback transferred to Georgia. But they played Clemson pretty tough. That line was 34, and I think the final score was 37-13. I'm going to say NC State wins this game at home, but they're only a 1-point favorite. So Vegas is basically telling you this is a pick 'em.
Yeah, you're right. And everybody, the coach at NC State does have good credentials, doesn't he?
Yeah, Dave Doran had really good teams at Northern Illinois, but of course, Clawson is a really good coach at Wake Forest as well.
Yeah, gonna be a good game. Who do you like here, Jason?
NC State.
All right, Jason quickly says NC State, and I think that by playing at home and Wake Forest without their quarterback, I'm gonna take NC State. And Mike, who do you like?
I took NC State at home, and we got Troy, Middle Tennessee State.
All right, we're quickly. All right,
NC State over here.
Everybody takes NC State over there. So here we go. Troy and Middle Tennessee State. And Jason, Troy's got prime time television starting at 3 o'clock Central Time, right here on ESPN2 against Middle Tennessee State. And I think people need to forget about what happened to Middle Tennessee State against Army. They'll be a team with a week off. They're going to be a lot better football team, Jason. Who do you like?
That's right. But hey, I think Chip's got the guys ready to go. They've been chomping at the bit to get out there and make things happen. So hey, I'm looking forward to a good game. I think Troy's going to pull it out.
You and Chip came to Troy at the same time. If you think about it, he became the head football coach, and of course you brought your dealership in there. He's a quality guy, isn't he?
He sure is. Man, great guy. I talked to him the other day. I said, man, what did you think about that Kansas game? And he's like, woo. That's 2 years in a row. So
that's right, yeah.
I'm glad he's down here with us. So.
Okay, who do you like here, Jason?
Troy.
All right, Troy. I like Troy too, and we got to pick a score. What's your score going to be?
35-14.
35-14. What is yours, Mike?
Well, I think this game's going to come down to how improved Troy's defense is from last year, which is one of the worst defenses maybe I've ever seen in Troy history. And if Troy offensively doesn't have any turnovers, starting a quarterback for the first time, is Gunnar Watson going to make mistakes? Is he going to, throw a couple interceptions and hurt Troy? I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. I think this is going to be a really close game. I'm going to say Troy wins 31-27.
Okay, Forrest Lee went with Troy 42-35. I'm buying into everything I'm hearing about the skill players at Troy. The great receivers, the great running backs, several offensive linemen back. The defense is going to be better. They got devastated by injuries and transfers last year. Can't help but be better. I'm real excited about Troy. And I agree that Middle Tennessee State's going to be a lot better than they were against Army. So a close victory for Troy, but a key important victory, Troy 27-24.
I don't know if I've ever been any more excited about college football and Troy football than right now. And everybody said, oh, gosh, it's taking a long time to get here. But, hey, from here on out, we got football and the 6 home games. I'm excited as I can be. This is going to be a big game. Is the line still 3.5, Mike? What is it?
Yeah, it's 3.5 over under 64.
Troy is favored by 3.5.
I would expect that Tony Franklin is too good of an offensive mind from Middle Tennessee State not to score points. So we'll see what happens tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
All right, I've got them 34-21. Mike, you've got them. What's your score?
I said 31-27.
All right, 31-27. Rice, you got your score?
I got Troy by a field goal, 27-24.
And Jason, what was yours?
35-14.
35-14. All Troy. It's going to be a great weekend, and of course, hey, they got a big to do out at the half shell. They're going to have a big screen TV there, and there'll be a lot of TV programs there where
That's right.
you'll be sitting at the throttle, barking signals out at Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram trucks. And let me tell you this: not only do you have a great dealership, but you've been very kind to your community, and we appreciate all the great things you've done since you've been here. Not only have you made a great living selling Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Ram trucks, but you've also been a great benefit to our community, and we thank you for it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're glad to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's great to be an American, and the Trojans of Troy get it kicked off tomorrow at 3 o'clock right here on ESPN2. And for Charles Henderson fans, big game in the stadium tonight. The Trojans of Charles Henderson High School against the Andalusia Bulldogs.